On the Fringe with Dan radio style. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. We are at a big moment in time. Things are changing, and there's already some activities happening. It seems maybe some bad guys even getting taken down. Now, there's rumors all over the place. I keep hearing about them. I have this great guy I talk with at gym, and he's kind of tapped into a lot of the rumor mill stuff, you know, where there's a dates all the time where they're like, yeah, this is going to happen. They're rounding everybody up. The arrests are going to happen this day. No, sorry, this day. No, well, there's something going on. It'll be this day. Whatever the case is, here we are. We are getting some indications publicly that some stuff is happening. We're seeing some very weird movements by the deep state with the Kamala, Biden, whoever presidential thing right now, and then Trump and where he's ending up. We've got a lot of very interesting news, plus not to mention the fact that we are like extra close now to World War III. Maybe I should have led with that. I don't know. It's all crazy times. I don't think it's actually going to happen, of course, but you're supposed to be super duper scared because that's what we're here to do. Freak everyone out. Now, I want to start with something important. I don't normally bring up people's birthdays, and I'm never going to. I'm just going to tell you why. This is why. This is the only reason why I am wishing a happy birthday to my very, very good friend, Nana. Love this lady. Nana's Little Corner, first off, Rumble. Nana's Little Corner. It's on the screen, helps, but Lil's L-I-L, Corner. All one word, right? Nana's Little Corner. I can't even say it wrong. It's weird. All said, it's her birthday. I love this woman, one, because she's doing a channel and she's actually making videos regarding all her state stuff and what's going on with her state. She's like the only person I know of that's actually doing that, which is, I think, fabulous. Two, she's actually helps big time behind the scenes with my channel. I don't think there's any way I could do half the stuff I do without her help. She's been fantastically awesome in that regard. And again, she has demonstrated to me, by the way, that she's someone I can trust. So Nana's a very, very, very special, unique person in my little world, and I wanted to wish her a happy birthday. Nana, happy birthday. And you guys should at least put some love on her channel. She only got 189 followers. I hope to God I see that change. Can you guys please, on Rumble, go to Nana's Lil Corner, and please help my good friend out. Get her some numbers. All right, happy birthday, Nana. I love you, and thank you for everything you do, and thank you for thank you. That's all I can say, right? Dan Scavino Jr. posted this. Commit your deeds to the Lord, and your plans shall succeed. This is true in so many ways. I think where we're at, what we're doing, how we're experiencing life, we just kind of have to keep things in mind. We have to remember, we have to be open with the Lord, right? Like with your plans, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you want to experience, right? Like talk to God. I'd be like, oh, it's kind of like what I'd like to experience. If that's in the cards, help me out, right? At least tell him so he knows. And I think you guys will be amazed what happens when you do those kinds of behaviors. When you let the universe know, hey, here's what I'm trying to do. You'll be rewarded for that. You'll actually find that things start to open up for you. So keep those things in mind. Donald Trump, doing a takeoff or something. Well, it's a Scavino video. It's a pretty cool compilation type thing. Anyway, it's supposed to make you feel good. You guys know how these go. They're always fun. Check it out.
2024, it's our final battle. We're either going to have a country greater than ever before, or we're not going to have a country at all. And we're ready for it. Are we ready?
I love this, dude. And things are changing, things are happening, and that's kind of part of the fun of where we're at right now. There might be cussing in this, might not. I'm not assuming that. I just know I tend to gravitate towards those types of videos. I don't remember if it's this one or the other one. All said, I love what this gentleman says. Check it out.
It's literally this simple, and I'm going to say this shit one time and one time only. Because it's no longer just Republican and Democrat. It's no longer just Republicans or racist-ass white people and da-da-da-da-da. And it's no longer Democrats are progressive and for the people. No, that shit is out, bro. After COVID, that shit is over. After the last 4 years, that shit is over. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't fucking with this inflation no more. It's out, bro. So it's literally this simple. You're either a Republican and you're for America. You're for Christianity. You're for progressing this country. You're for the police. You're for all that stuff that matters in a functioning fucking society. Or you're the party of fucking pronouns and rainbow flags. I said what I said, but it is what it is. It's literally a line right here. And you're either for the stuff that went on at the Olympics, which is over here, the party of pronouns and rainbow flags, or you're over here, which is a party for America, bro. Pick a side, choose up. It's literally.
Does it feel like maybe people are starting to get the bigger picture? Does to me. General Mike Flynn put this out today. In the last 24 hours, never mind understanding who or what entities are behind the assassination attempt on Donald J. Trump, that still remains unclear, tell you all you need to know about warfare. Warfare is unfair. We are entering a new phase globally, and the stakes were just raised another 10 notches. Retaliation is never equal in warfare. Conventional is unconventional, yet the thinking is this administration is anything but. Americans need to prepare for entertaining even more dangerous uncharted waters. I'm sorry, but things are not normal. As much as I pray they were, this administration has allowed the creation of a completely chaotic global environment. Don't be distracted by the BS being spewed by corporate media. Dig, research, understand. Sense your environment. My message to our military rank and file is thank you for your service. Thank your families, and may God bless and protect all of you. Harm's way is coming upon us, folks. It is. We have to be prepared as best we can. I've said it a bunch. I can only say it up until the point where it's going to be too late if you haven't. And I don't mean just with DRS like Scold, but I mean, like, think of the energy thing I do, energy tech, right? That battery backup, that thing's incredible. My pillow, really, just stuff along those lines, but we're also helping someone that's a major patriot. We got the wellness company, right? With their stuff that helps keep us safe when the virals come through. Like, again, there is a lot of products that I'm just pushing that are trying to benefit us and help us be healthy through this. Crazy times. Governor Abbott's statement on Vice President Harris's year-long border failures. He had a lot to say. I don't know if I want to read it all. But he issued a statement on Vice President Kamala Harris's continued refusal to address the border crisis. So they're just kind of hammering the fact that she's the border czar, actually, is what she was responsible for, but she did absolutely nothing for it. So Abbott is trying to help from a governor's standpoint that this lady has failed us at the border in every way, shape, and form. I don't know if this is filed to anyone in particular. It's just a statement. So whatever. It's an official statement. Judge Joe Brown. I don't know who this dude is, but this dude does not like Kamala. And I think he cusses too. It's pretty awesome. Check it out.
But I got to ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. She's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get somebody to a certain level quickly, but you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's an old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do? One of her sycophant slaves comes up and unwraps her in a carpet naked at Putin's feet, and he says, oh yeah, I'm Julius Caesar. He said, no, ho, I got better stuff here already. Plus, I don't want you anyway, you old woman. Get on up, you know. Or Xi Jinping, is he supposed to be impressed? She's doing word salad. Well, we're here today because China and the U.S. are here today, and that's why we have to agree on what we're doing here today. Like, fool, what did you just say? You know, did you say anything?
I'll say you guys will know I'm running for politician when I finally accept the fact that I have to talk with my hands. I do talk with my hands, but I don't do it all the time. Every friggin' thing I say doesn't have to necessarily have hands involved in it when I do it, but that is how you have to talk when you are a politician, I guess. Friggin' hate it. I don't know if I could do it. I frankly think my arms would get tired. I am not Italian. I know some Italians. I know it helps pronounce the words, and so I use that when I need to, but it's like a superpower at best. It's not, I can't do it all the time. DNC manager. I don't think the Kamala, well, I'm not going to play this. I mean, I don't even know if the first minute's good. Usually it is with the O'Keefe stuff. But this, I don't, it looks like, I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. DNC manager, I don't think Kamala Harris would win, admits to making empty promises to donors. He said, quote, I don't think Kamala Harris would win this year, reveals Joyce Cersei, he, him pronouns apparently, compliance manager for the Democratic National Committee. What a wasted job. And Kamala Harris's campaign. So did Cersei adds, she doesn't have any accomplishments to speak of. Kamala Harris we're talking about, of course. She's weirdly unpopular. Yes, that's true. An accounting function explaining it's kind of like we're counting where legal. Well, I don't even know what that has to do with approval amongst DNC compliance manager. She's just horribly unpopular. You just put on a performance for them, a little show, right? Implying that the DNC merely tells donors what they want to hear. This is, again, what we're going through right now is the part of the fight where the individuals that are most captive by the deep state, most heavily brainwashed, still have the little beams spread right on them, right? And they're shooting little laser beams into their foreheads. I'm just thinking of the shark thing with Austin Powers, whatever. And we have to free these people. And the only way to do that is to get them to kind of like stop staring at the shadows on the cave wall and actually seek the light. And it's not easy, as every one of you knows. And this is where we are. Harris is part of this. I mean, she's the only candidate to qualify for the DNC roll call, apparently. That's the funnier part. She sucks. Nobody likes her. She's woefully unpopular. And she's the only one that qualified. Now, I think a lot of that's because they thought, since she was already the vice president, that she'd somehow be able to get her hooks into the meat of the money, I should say, same thing, but get her hooks into the money of the Biden campaign. And likely that's not legal. Well, again, we'll see how it's played. There's lawsuits still happening in the background. I haven't seen anything new pop up. Expecting it at some point. But she's going to apparently be the only person, the only candidate that they can give delegates to for this coming nomination that they're expecting to do on August 5th. And again, that nomination has to occur early enough so they can print ballots. Now, the other funny thing is, that's probably the point when they start pre-printing the extra ballots. And we know that's going to happen. But you know there's going to be another little snarl in the works. Something else is going to change. Probably. One, because they probably won't get the money. Two, because she's woefully unpopular. So they'll have to scramble. It'll be too late. But they'll they'll move heaven and earth to try to accommodate them. Anybody else, they'd be like, no. Donald Trump truth this out. Crazy Kamala disrespectfully refused to attend the National Association of Black Journalists Conference, but I am on my way to meet with them in Chicago, because of which she'll probably end up doing. She has no choice. But remember, it is only for that reason, meaning he went there. Now, he does go there. I've got some stuff. I didn't even watch it. I just grabbed the four clips that the place shared. And I'm like, all right, let's take all four of those. I don't even care. Because I watched the first one, and it was kind of glorious because the chick was kind of a bitch. And there was a little bit of reaction in the crowd that made me think, I think Trump's going to do okay in this crowd. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they boo his ass. I didn't watch the following ones. We'll watch them together. This should be fun. Donald Trump truth this. They told me, crazy Kamala Harris, that you could not do this event with Zoom. It is not allowed or acceptable. She declined, and I am getting ready to land in Chicago in order to be there. Now I am told that she is doing the event on Zoom. What's going on here? Well, Trump's got a good point. So he's going to be interviewed by this National Association of Black Journalists. We are going to see some of that. The co-chairwoman, by the way, of this particular event, of the National Association of Black Journalists, the co-chairwoman, she stepped down after the group announced former President Trump would have a role in the event. Apparently, Karen Ataya, the former co-chairwoman, said she was not consulted on the decision to bring Trump to the convention. Earlier this week, NABJ announced Trump would be speaking on a Q&A style panel moderated by ABC News' Rachel Scott, Fox News' Harris Faulkner, and Semaphor's Katia Goba. So Karen didn't like this. She doesn't think somebody that you paint as a racist over and over and over should actually sit before a panel. Now, think about that for a second. If you really thought somebody was a racist, for example, just to use that, or some sort of tyrant, let's just make it easy. So you thought somebody was some sort of tyrant, wouldn't you want to have them on a panel in front of live people where you could ask them questions about their tyrantness? I don't know what the other word would be. Wouldn't you want that opportunity? Yes, hugely. Yet, she doesn't. And they would say, well, we don't want to give him a platform. We don't want to give him a stage. Here's your chance to take him down. Here's your chance to acknowledge how horrible he is. Here's your chance to show the world what a liar he is. Now, they do come in hard. We'll see the opening. But it just seemed weird to me. Now, again, Trump's going to bring power to the people. And that's what they don't want. And I guess this is kind of the proof I offer to a degree. This chick stepped down because of it. Why wouldn't you embrace the opportunity to show the world what a douchehole this guy really is? Because maybe he's not actually a douchehole. It seems that's what we're finding out. Trump War Room put this out. President Trump has been waiting backstage for the NABJ to fix their audio issues. I figured they were going to dog his ass, to be honest. But then I found this next story. I'm like, all right. Again, it's fun. I like to share it the way it plays out in my world, right? This is how I learned about this. It's like in this order as it progressed. Here's the opening. I don't know, see what you guys think.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country.
And for any of you that are trying to watch me on YouTube, most likely you're not going to get to see a lot of this stuff. Probably. I don't know. We'll see when I upload it and they have me cut it all out, which I'll do. I don't care. Go to Rumble. Go to Rumble to watch the actual full video. It's a better platform, by the way. You should just find a few people you like over on Rumble for sure and get your hooks in there because it's awesome. Needless to say, we got a few different, I think 3 more of these things coming up with Trump. I didn't watch any of these. Let's enjoy.
They're coming in, and they're coming in, they're invading. It's an invasion of millions of people, probably 15, 16, 17 million people. I have a feeling it's much more than that. And everybody's been seeing what's happened. The first group of people, the black population, is affected most by that. And Kamala is allowing it to happen. She's the border czar. She's the worst border czar in the history of the world. There's never been a border czar like this. She's never even essentially been. She said she was there once, but not the right part of the border. So she was a border. She's done a horrible job. These people are coming into our country, and they're taking black jobs and Hispanic jobs, and frankly, they're taking union jobs. Unions are being very badly affected by all of the millions of people that are pouring into our country. And one thing, as we discussed, many of these people are coming in from mental institutions, from prisons, from jails. They're gang members in other countries. Other countries are setting loose their prisoners. They're opening up their prisons and their mental institutions, and they're taking their bad people, drug dealers, gang members, and they're bringing them into the United States. And by the way, their crime rate is going down, and our crime rate is going to be a disaster.
Mr. President,
Mr. President. Now, again, our crime rate right now looks like it's going down because we're not actually busting anybody. So, again, pay attention to the numbers, pay attention to what they say, pay attention to how they say it, and also pay attention to what they're doing behind the scenes. They're messing with all of the numbers, dude. All of the numbers. Or do that. Depends which one's appropriate. Here's Trump asks if he believes Harris is on the ticket because she's a black woman. Oh, this has got to be good.
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
I
that
think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile.
Dude, if you think about just trying to have this conversation in front of a room full of black people, I say this to all my whitey friends out there. Imagine that. You got to have some confidence in your position and your knowledge of the audience to say this. And they seem to respond rather well, don't they? This guy knows his audience. That's, as a, I don't want to say entertainer because that is way overstating what I do. That's what I try every day for sure. But it is impressive how Donald Trump's able to do what he does. It is impressive. Hard to do. Hard to do. Anybody say, that's a movie. These are actors. Dude, there's no scripts they're putting together this quickly that are this good. Hell no. Reality TV, you've watched it, I've watched it. That's the same people that are putting the same stupid shit together. This movie's not happening from them. This movie's, I think, happening from God. I've said it, wow, or at least angels, whatever. Like, it's definitely not, it's like a step above man. At least conscious man. Let's put it that way. Conscious man. Or propagandized man. Get him, Trump. I don't know. Here's, I guess, another one. I don't know what he's going to say. I have no idea. I shared it. It's 2.47. I hope it doesn't oversay something I've already showed, but whatever.
You'll still be president at 82,
No.
which is older than Biden is right now.
But not
Would you-
mentally. Look, mentally.
Listen, here's the question.
He's shot. But most people.
Would you consider?
Most people, I know many people in their 80s and their 90s that are in great shape. Some of our greatest leaders. You look at throughout the world history, the greatest leaders, some of the greatest leaders in the world were in their 80s.
But here's the question. Would you consider stepping down if you felt that your health was declining? Or would you?
Oh, absolutely.
And who would
I think I'd know.
How would you make that decision?
I think I'd know. Look, if I came onto a stage like this and I got treated so rudely as this woman treated
oh my
me,
goodness.
and I'm fine with it because she was very rude, sir. Very rude. That was a nasty, that wasn't a question. She
Sir,
didn't ask
you
me
can
a
answer the
question.
question.
She gave a statement. That wasn't a question.
I repeated
You
your
can answer the
statement, sir,
question.
actually.
You said you would. You would.
Oh,
make that
absolutely.
decision
If
to
I
step
thought
down.
that I was failing in some way, I want people to be sharp. I'll go a step further. I want anybody running for president to take an aptitude test, to take a cognitive test. I think it's a great idea. And I took 2 of them and I aced them.
Well, can
got
I
them.
just-
I took 2 of them. But let me ask you.
Yeah.
I would like to have people running for president, and I don't mean because they're 75 or 85. I think anybody running, I'd like to do it. People say it's not constitutional. I would like to have something passed where you can do it. I think we should know. I mean, I've watched what's happened in the last couple of years under this gentleman, and our country is a mess. We have inflation. We have the millions of people falling in. We have Afghanistan, which was the worst, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. What he has done to our country, and her too, what they've done to our country, she has been a horrible vice president. She's considered the worst vice president in the history of our country.
Don't mean to interrupt you, but would you consider taking a cognitive test?
Mr. President,
I would love to
and
do
make
it.
it public.
Well, I've already taken 2 of them, but I'll do it again.
Mr. President, how do you intend to...
I suggested, Harris, that let's take one. I said, Joe and I will go and take a cognitive test. Now, I'd do it with her, too. I would do it with her also. You know what? She failed her law exam. She didn't pass her law exam, so maybe she wouldn't pass the cognitive test.
Mr. President, are you saying she wouldn't pass? Just to be clear,
I'm just giving you the facts.
To be clear, you don't think Harris...
How
do you intend...
She didn't pass her bar exam, and she didn't think she would pass it, and she didn't think she was going to ever pass it, and I don't know what happened. Maybe she passed it.
She did pass it.
There's a man over here, I think he must work for her.
Dude, tough crowd. Yeah, like I said, I didn't watch these at all. I just wanted to go live with it. That was fun as hell. Fun as hell. I had a good time with it. Hope you guys did too. Here is more. Breaking Federal Reserve is going to continue to hold interest rates at current rates. This is not good news for the big picture. Just isn't.
We've got breaking news now from the Fed. They are keeping interest rates unchanged yet again. NBC's Brian Chung is following this for us. But of course, the big question all along and what Wall Street was watching for was any signal that that rate cut is coming in September. Tell us everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, what we got was a statement about 10 minutes ago from the Federal Reserve saying that they have not changed interest rates. That means that they remain at multi-decade highs, which is, by the way, part of the reason behind those high mortgage rates and high credit card rates that we're all experiencing. But the Federal Reserve saying in its statement that in recent months, there has been some further progress on inflation. But they did say, quote, the committee, again, referring to these Fed officials, does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range, translation, do an interest rate cut until it has gained, quote, greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably down. Now, for the Federal Reserve, again, the challenge here has been trying to lower the speed of inflation that we've all been feeling at the store. But the translation from what we've seen from this statement and from other public statements like the likes of Jay Powell, who's the head of the Federal Reserve in recent weeks, has been, well, they've been encouraged by inflation recent readings. Because, again, you have to remember the rate of price changes was something closer to 9% in the summer of 2022. More recent readings have been in the low 3%. Now, the Fed would really like to see that somewhere closer to 2%, but they said we won't wait for it to hit that mark before cutting interest rates. One person, Omer Sharif, the founder of Inflation Insights, took a look at this statement in the last few minutes and said, quote, this would likely lead to a more meaningful signal that a rate cut in September is very likely, which means, Chris, it might be another about month and a half for us to finally get that rate cut that we've been talking about for so long.
First and foremost, they've been saying that for a few months now. Well, next month they're going to probably, well, we talked about in the next quarter. Things aren't fixing themselves, guys. I'm telling you, if you've got wealth tied up anywhere in their system, get GTFO, get the F out of their system. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Get out of their system. Get out of their system while you can. You can transfer out of their system, tax-free, penalty-free. Okay, and there's some fees and crap that happens with it, right? It's part of the deal. I apologize up front, but it is part of the deal. I mean, again, you're helping the channel. You're helping yourself. Because right now, the people that are in these gold-backed IRAs or precious metals-backed IRAs, these people, and you'll find about it, drslikesgold.com. Learn all about it. These people that are actually already there, especially the ones that went prior to March of this year, it's never too late because the prices continue to go up. But the people that got out before March of this year are stoked. Stoked. They've made a bunch of money. DRSlikesgold.com. When inflation's happening and the economy's kind of crunching in on itself, stocks is not where you want to be. It's where your mutual funds are. That's where your IRA and 401k currently is stuck in. and who knows what ESG crazy stuff they're doing. A lot of people have pulled out of that. I've got a story coming up later. A lot of people have pulled out of it. Some haven't, but a lot of them have, and that's awesome. So you're maybe not necessarily funding the next crazy thing. Right now, we're seeing companies that are failing. Boeing had a problem. We're going to talk about that too. A lot of things come up, and then in the middle of the night, you wake up the next morning to news. The people in the know, the people that are rich, not BlackRock, not all them. No, not the funding managers. They don't give a crap. They find out after everybody else. But like Nancy Pelosi's on up. Well, they've already made their deals the day before, and they're ahead of the curve. And so when the bad news comes out, you get effed. Your portfolio takes a 5% hit, even though the one stock that just died that you're invested in, it went down about 25%, 30%. It hit your overall portfolio about 5%. Right now, your portfolio reasonably flat. It's up a little bit, but inflation's up higher than that, and your buying power is going down. It's not happening with precious metals. Again, it's trying to educate people about why precious metals in these times, I'm not saying forever, but while we go through this transition, they are the best vehicle. One of, I should say. Bitcoin's been really well, but again, to me, that's sketchy. I don't get into it. It's not my thing. Do it, love it, own it, do videos about it, tell people why it's so great. That's awesome. Don't ask to come on my show. I don't care. It's not going to happen. Gold, silver, precious metals, physical thing. I literally have it right here. I have like a physical thing. I can put it in my pocket, and I can walk over to my neighbor and be like, dude, you got some Dinty Moore beef stew. Can I give you one of these and get some of that? He'll be like, yeah. Crazy times come. You're like, yeah, so I got this phone that doesn't connect to anything anymore, but when it finally does, I've got some Bitcoin that's tied up. Can you give me some Dinty Moore for some Bitcoin? I promise. I'll write it down on a piece of paper, and I'll give you some Bitcoin. The dude's going to be like, no, thank you. Sorry. I love you, buddy, but yeah, you came at me with the Bitcoin approach. You could have like, I'll landscape for you or something, right? Like, could have offered something else that's actually tangible. That's the problem I have. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Get out of their friggin' system. Seriously. We don't know how far we're going, but it can't be too much further. And by the way, if you've got some cash lying around, it's not gaining value every day either. Buy some precious metals. Go to drslikesgold.com. drslikesgold.com. I've done this a few times. I love them. They're awesome. They make it easy for all this stuff. drslikesgold.com. Get out of their system. That means Federal Reserve notes, and that also means your 401k or your IRA. Get the frick out of their system. We've got a big bump continuing to go. The prices are going up fast on the gold and silver, and they're going up faster than normal prices. You're going to do all right. drslikesgold.com, drslikesgold.com. Get out of their system. Get out of their way, because they're going to do some crazy shit. All right, we got a new wild video, and I want to start here just because, I don't know, I feel like it sort of paints some of what's coming, right? The stuff that they were able to see, okay? The anti-sniper, counter-snipers, whatever they're called, behind kind of Trump to the side, they had a better perspective of this. From Trump's head level, we could actually see the shooter.
Still we bring him up for a couple of minutes? The world will see a vibrant Republican Party.
This dude was on the roof, moving around. There was multiple seconds there. I don't think the Secret Service didn't know. I don't think so. They want them to, that's what they want us to believe, because it's easier than acknowledging that individuals within the Secret Service, and likely the gentleman that's the head right now that just got promoted by Mayorkas, I believe he was also in the chain of decision making. There's some facts coming out. We're ahead of the curve a little on this. I saw some information. There's people talking about it. I'm sure Bongino's talking about it. There is solid evidence to suggest he was in the chain of command and deciding, one, not to give more resources. That's the one thing that's floating around right now. But two, probably the Secret Service agent counter sniper saying, I see a dude on the roof. What can I do? Sir, again, what can I do? I assume it makes that noise. It's probably totally static free. Totally. But, that makes for bad radio. You need noise of some kind. So here is another snippet. This guy was actually, Senator Peters, was interesting because he's, I think, a Democrat. And he's actually talking about this little critical window around when the shooting actually occurred. They had a lot of time to rush the stage and get Trump the hell off the stage. A lot of time. But they didn't use it. Why?
Local law enforcement in Butler told my staff that that they had no way of communicating directly with the Secret Service. And if I listened to Mr. Bates saying there was about a 30 seconds between when the local law enforcement reported that there was a man on the roof with a gun, 30 seconds, if it's communicated directly to a counter sniper team, would that be enough time to react prior to the firing of those shots?
Senator, if we'd had that information, they would have been able to address it more quickly. It appears that that information was stuck or siloed in that state and local channel. I will tell you, though, that there were our tactical elements did have, not only did they have embeds from Butler County ESU with them, but they also had radios on the tactical net. It is troubling to me that we did not get that information as quickly as we should have. We didn't know that there was this incident going on, and the only thing we had was that locals were working an issue at the 3 o'clock, which would have been the former president's right-hand side, which is where the shot came. Nothing about man on the roof, nothing about man with a gun. None of that information ever made it over our net.
So that will change?
Yes, sir. We are working right now to figure out the interoperability and also make sure that we do have access to those channels, whether through the counterpart system or some other means.
What's disturbing, what's pointed out in this post is the fact that, 9/11 happened, right? And then we created this whole Department of Homeland Security. Remember? That was new. Anyway, so many people were assholes during that time. I'm just going to say. I will never forget. All you guys that want to hear I told you so, trust me, you're never, pardon my French, you're never fucking going to hear it. Trust me. Ever. Here I am 20 some odd years later from 9/11 and a bunch of doucheholes that are now on my side of the fence. Get it, but didn't then. But here we are. Here we are again. Same bullshit. We're doing it in live time, though. This is the difference. This is why they're getting their asses kicked. And it's, frankly, it's a lot of fun. Much more fun this time. Yeah. The Biden-Harris admin is illegally importing 30,000 aliens every month. Probably more, but whatever. On commercial flights directly into the interior of U.S. cities. They've already imported nearly 500,000 aliens as of last month. As of last month. Government-sponsored migration. Melissa Hallman put this out. I feel like it's a trick question. And what she's referring to is the New York Post. They put this out. A.G. Garland slams dismissal of Trump's classified document case. Do I look like someone who would make that basic mistake? Says Meritt Garland. Yeah, you totally look like that, dude. You look like, actually, I've said it many, many, many times. You look like a slave owner on a plantation. I feel like you should be walking out of your front porch, onto your front porch with your suspenders on, maybe a shotgun in one hand, right? A bottle of moonshine. No, probably not. But what are you guys sitting there? You're just ready to, abuse somebody. That is what you look like to me. So, yeah, you look like someone who would make that basic mistake. And thank you, by the way, for making that mistake. It's been fun as hell, by the way, Meritt Garland, slave owner. Director of Heritage Foundation's project. He's an alleged slave owner. Okay, I'm just saying. Director of Heritage Foundation's Project 2025 is stepping down. Interesting. That's the one that I think just got... Oh, yeah, this is the one, the Project 2025. Sorry, this is the Trump one that's been attacked recently. Trump put this out, too, and I heard his campaign put this out. I'm not sure if they were related. I put them together because I feel like they are. President Trump's campaign statement on Project 2025's demise. I assume that's the dude quitting. They're continuing on. They're not done, at least so I saw. I hadn't seen anything that would suggest otherwise. President Trump's campaign has been very clear for over a year that Project 2025 had nothing to do with the campaign, did not speak for the campaign, and should not be associated with the campaign or the president in any way. Reports of Project 2025's demise would be greatly welcomed and should serve as notice to anyone or any group trying to misrepresent their influence with the President Trump and his campaign. Now that I like, because they kind of sort of like, no, this is what Trump is supporting. And Trump's like, no, I don't. And fuck you. Don't ever put words in my mouth. Ever. And so I don't like Project 2025's attempt at that. And to me, this feels very deep state-esque. I know there's people involved in Trump's campaign or Trump's administration that did this. Well, yeah, Trump had some dirty bastards around him. He gets it now. He didn't then. And I don't fault him for that, by the way. Coming in as an outsider and trying to be like, yeah, I can label everybody that's an insider. Because you know what? Because I got to, hang on, I'm telling them right now, stop. Right? Like, you don't have that little microphone you can talk into and get magic answers. The magic 8-ball. You don't. He had to figure this shit out, man. House committee gives cabinet secretaries 5 days to release Biden-Bucks documents. Talking about I think the registration of voters, the illegal ones specifically. They've been defying Congress. They're not giving up the documents like they're supposed to, probably because they're telling. And so now they're threatening that we're going to compel you to give them to us, which is where the subpoena comes into play. I don't know about you guys. I know there's this like game they play where like, well, no, we'll ask politely first. We'll let them not do that. And then we'll and then we'll subpoena them. It's like, it almost feels like you should stop with this kind first thing. Like, you know what? They're gonna just be dicks. Just subpoena it outright. Can we save ourselves a few days? Save ourselves some money. This is annoying. Court rules Texas can keep the floating barriers on the Rio Grande amid the legal battles. I love that, actually. I just think it's cool as hell. Those big, giant floating things that kind of keep people from being able to swim across. Sucks. That sucks. Sorry. Yep, nope, swim back to the other way. You can stay over there. So this was put out. Jim Jordan and Rep. Thomas Massie demand information from over 130 companies surrounding their involvement with woke ESG cartel Climate Action 100 Plus. It's this group that apparently was funneling money into advertising based off of ESG scores. It was a really large group of monies, and they weren't supposed to be doing this legally. And I think they had a one of those 501 or whatever whatever the non-taxable stuff is. Climate Action 100 Plus was designed to harness the collective influence of its investor signatories to spur companies on the focus list to accelerate their emission reductions and met zero in line with the Paris Agreement. So these guys have been working towards that, kind of part of that whole, what was the Tom Kerry, what's his name? No, Kerry? John Kerry. Right, that dude, douchehole, and he's been replaced now with the guy with the fish and the 14 on his hand. Like, no, okay, I feel better with him running the show. Whoever the hell that dude, I forget his name. Whatever. I'm having a hard time with names right now. Screw them. Screw those names. I know people are going to email me. I hate when that's the worst. Please don't. I don't need them. I don't care. I don't care what his name is. John Podesta. See, there you go. It comes. Just the fear of having gobs of emails come at me. John Podesta. Ah! It's horrible. Biden admin accused of colluding. Sorry. What did I say? Cuddling? I don't know where my brain went with that word. That's awesome. Colluding. Yeah. Biden admin accused of colluding with big tech to censor Donald Trump's raised fist assassination attempt picture in Meta and Google. Well, Rep. Matt Gaetz, he's launching a probe into whether the Biden administration played a part in this. They'd already been told by the Supreme Court not to do this kind of stuff, and to still have them break the rules would be funny, wouldn't it? Because they're like, we don't care. Yeah, they said we can't do it. We're going to do it. We're going to keep doing it. But the businesses now don't have to. So it's going to be your Meta. It's going to be your Instagram. It's going to be your maybe TikTok. But it won't be Twitter. It won't be Truth. It won't be Rumble, because they aren't going to answer to it. And if they're told to do this by the Biden administration, they'll narc them out. So Matt Gaetz is looking into it. Donald Trump truth this out crazy. Kamala Harris should never have taken the Trump oil sanctions off Maduro. She made one of the all-time worst deals. Crazy Kamala helped lead the charge to release Maduro's top money launderer and his 2 convicted drug dealer nephews in return for an obviously fake promise of free and fair elections for the people of Venezuela. They weren't free or fair. And The State Department also put a bounty on Maduro for $15 million, but Crazy Kamala and Crooked Joe are paying him billions of dollars for his oil instead of using our own, which is much better. America needs a strong leader. People who need peace and freedom from tyranny around the world depend on it. There you go. President Maduro, now there's a lot of little stuff going on around this guy. He says the same system responsible for the assassination of John F. Kennedy and the assassination attempt on Donald Trump is now attempting to incite civil unrest in Venezuela. Now, they're the ones that put you into power, Maduro. I think the people that are trying to incite civil unrest in Venezuela has more to do with this freedom movement than the deep state that took out Kennedy. I don't think they're trying to cause unrest in your country. They'd rather you be in charge. So, essentially, he's lying. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro challenges Elon Musk to a fight on national television. Of course, Elon Musk's like, yeah, I'll fight him. Here's the deal. Elon accepts the challenge, says he will chicken out anyway, and then continues it even further. Elon Musk says, if I win, he resigns as dictator of Venezuela. If he wins, I'll give him a free ride to Mars. Either way, we all win, don't we? That was pretty funny. I thought Elon Musk did a good job there. Senator Rick Scott, Republican from Florida. He's calling on the Biden-Harris administration to did I mention Nana earlier? It just hit me. Sorry. Florida. Anyway, he's calling on Biden-Harris administration to recognize Edmundo Gonzalez as the legitimate president-elect of Venezuela after his conversation with Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. According to Scott's office, since the election in Venezuela took place, the senator contacted the White House repeatedly to schedule a call with President Biden. The Organization of American States is scheduled to hold a meeting on Wednesday on the results of the Venezuelan presidential election. I'd be curious to see where that goes, how that goes. Also interesting timing. Not sure how I want to feel about this, put out by Vigilant News. A former U.S. Green Beret who organized a failed cross-border raid in 2020 to remove President Nicolas Maduro has been arrested in New York. New York, of all places. That's interesting. An unsealed federal indictment out of Tampa, Florida, accuses Jordan Gudru and a Venezuelan partner, Yaxi Alvarez, of violating U.S. arms control laws when they allegedly assembled and sent to Colombian AR-styled weapons, ammo, and other defense equipment requiring U.S. export licenses. So the dude that was helping funnel money to help this whole thing in some weird way, probably CIA tied, probably, got busted. Don't know. Not going to assume he's a good guy. Don't know if he is. Don't know if he isn't. A couple things on J13. Here is, what is her name? The chick from Tennessee, Blackburn, I believe. Yeah. FBI deputy director is asked about a Gab account espousing left-wing views. You guys remember this Gab account? I forget the name of it. Anti-immigrant stuff that was coming from it, but way back when he was like 15 and 16. And none of that exists elsewhere, but whatever. Like, here is Senator Marsha Blackburn kind of asking some questions to the director guy. I don't think I watched all this, so hopefully it's good.
You had mentioned a social media account that espoused anti-immigrant, anti-Semitic views, but you did not say what platform that was on and what the username was. And this is Crooks that we're discussing.
Yes, Senator, that's correct. I didn't want to comment on it because we haven't fully confirmed yet, and I thought that as soon as we confirm and certify,
would
I
you
will
supply
provide that to you.
And
Absolutely.
also the age at which he had those feelings. And then we understand that the Gab account is pro-immigration, pro-lockdown, leftist views. Is that accurate?
I haven't seen it directly, but I believe from what I've been told that is accurate. With the Gab account, we're also, though that's been publicly revealed through the CIO and other things, we're still working to certify and verify that that's his account also. But it does have differing points of view, it would appear.
Okay. And what age and how fresh is that Gab account?
The Gab account, based on my recollection, the comments in there or the messaging is from about 2021, I believe.
Okay. And the other preceded that? Maybe he was age 14?
Yes, Senator. The other account that we talked about was in the 2019-2020 timeframe. So it would have been in the couple years right before the Gab
Right
messaging.
before that.
Yes.
Are there other accounts that you all are currently verifying and receiving information from?
We are. We've, as I mentioned, we've issued a bunch of legal process, and we're still waiting returns from a number of the companies, to include other social media companies as well.
Interesting. And again, that's the FBI guy, Paul Abate. Interesting fella. I don't know. I mean, I'd be honest, I kind of like both of them, the answers they were given, but I don't like where we're at. I don't trust any of these people at all, unfortunately. I don't. The easy answer is to have, well, and here's the thing, it's going to be hard for the other side of the fence, but the easy answer is to have someone like Trump appoint people, right? Most of us will jump on board, but the other side's not going to. So I see the inherent problem there. So here we are playing through it all. Trying my best, guys. Helping, I swear. We're getting there. Shoulder to shoulder. Keep going with me. Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe was directly involved in denying additional security resources. I sort of talked about this. We don't need to waste too much time. Got some info on Trump here. No, this is funny as hell. This is cute. It was a Catholic priest, obviously, and he did a pretty good Trump impression, I thought. Anyway, it was cute as hell, and Trump appreciated it.
It's a great pleasure to be here. Great pleasure to see President Donald Trump safe. And if I may, before the benediction, give you this promise. You're going to be so blessed. You're going to be tired of being blessed. I guarantee it.
That was rad. I don't know. You're going to be tired of being blessed, right? And he said it, of course, in Trump's typical fashion. President Trump, I'm the opposite of a threat to democracy.
I'm the opposite of a threat to democracy. They're a threat to democracy. I mean, look at what they just did. They just took over the presidency from this was a coup. Biden is a very angry man right now. You know that. They took the presidency away. His wife didn't want it to happen. They took the presidency away like he was a child.
Who's making the decisions right now in the White House, do you think?
A group of people that are fascists, communists, Marxists. They circle the beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office.
Now, I, of course, love how we're calling the name callings, right? Like, I feel like definitely, I think anyway, I can appreciate the fact that I'm being a hypocrite when I, say they're being hypocrites. I feel like the name calling's effective. I try to limit it, and I'm going to have a story coming up. I try to limit it to the people that are actually in charge, not to people that are actors in a movie, or the example I'm going to give, employees at the McDonald's, right? I hate McDonald's. I hate what they're doing. So I'm going to go yell at the employee that works there. No, it's stupid. It doesn't work. Ingram, talking Trump. Let's do it.
Your legacy, in one or two lines. 5 years from now, assuming you've been president for 4 years, you've finished your second term, what do you want your legacy to be for America?
That I loved our country and that I was able to straighten it out because our country's going bad. We're a failed nation. We're a failing and a failed nation. We're laughed at all over the world. When I was president, we weren't laughed at. President Xi was not laughing at me. He wasn't giving us lectures like they did in Alaska in the early weeks of the Biden administration. I've never seen anything. They would never do that. Mexico wouldn't say we want $2 billion just to talk. Mexico gave us everything. Remain in Mexico policy. Nobody could come in that or remain in Mexico. Mexico gave us everything. We had a strong border. We had the strongest border in the history of our country. Listen, when I made the right turn, you know why? Because I put up a chart of the lowest immigration in recorded history.
Charts are funny that way. They actually tell people and show people that, what you're talking about is legit. Sometimes I would say too legit to quit, but that might be overzealous at the moment. We're getting there. We're getting close. Donald Trump put this out. Seniors should not pay tax on Social Security. I think it's ridiculous that they are. You've already been taxed on the money, and then on top of that, they took the Social Security money out. What, now you're going to tax me as income later on? Again, we've talked about how taxes work, so not a surprise, but it shouldn't be like that. Tips, I don't know the exact reason why they shouldn't be, but I think there was some old legislation, old rules back in the day where tips were kind of above and beyond. You did something special and extraordinary, and so because of that, it wasn't really tax worthy. It was like, whatever. my dirty mind came up with a lot of things that would be tip worthy, but that's not where we should go. But that is not how they became. It became just a thing where, well, everybody gets tips, especially nowadays. You got to give everybody a tip. You go anywhere, you got to give them a tip. It's like, your job's to make me the drink, Jamba Man. And they're like, yeah, but like you can give a tip. What, to do the thing that you're already supposed to do? No, I'm not trying to be a dick. I tip really well. I've been a server. I've worked in restaurants. I've worked in kitchens. I've done a lot. And I tip very well, by the way. But Snapchat refuses to reinstate Donald Trump. Though funny, they want him to spend his campaign dollars there. They want him to advertise. Hey, Trump, no, we won't let you back. We can't. We'd have to change our whole rules and stuff around that. But hey, you know what? Hey, got an idea. Look at me juggle over here. Da, 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 da. Let's get you to give us some of your money so we can tell people how great you are. Now you can't fucking be on our channel. We'll tell people how great you are, though. You are the greatest ever. You fucking can't be on the channel. So yeah, here we are. I don't know what they're going to do. They'll probably advertise. It'd be stupid not to. Kinda. All right, some crazy shit going on in Israel. New Israeli military says it has eliminated Fuad Shukur, Hezbollah's most senior military commander. So this dude got ousted probably. Sure, I've said his name perfect. They were saying there was a report floating around that maybe they might have gotten these two guys, which I think was always the plan. This guy, it's funny, they spell his name differently in a few different places. I guess it probably depends on whether or not you're looking at the Israeli spelling versus the wherever the hell Beirut limit on what their version of spelling would be. They're different. But this Ismail, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it, but when I look over on this other post, I feel like I can. Ismail Haniyeh, I think is how, well, this is the funny part. Qaani, I think is Haniyeh. Think about that for half a second. This is why my job sometimes is too difficult. Nobody should have to do this. Do not try this at home, people. But I'm about to try to pronounce Qaani. Kanahi. No, none of that shit's even close. Apparently, it's more like Haniyeh. Haniyeh. That's not. Anyway, like I said, maybe I beat it in a dead horse. Feels good, though. Pissed me off, though. Fucking horse. This guy probably died, though. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad. For family, I'm sorry for the loss of your father, but it looks like they got two pretty horrible people in one attack. You know, everybody's talking about how, ooh, so-and-so, they're attacking them right now, and they're taking down the deep state. Yeah, I actually think they are. Here's an example. Here's a legit example. Presented to the world as fact. Not an example where you're like, yeah, no, but there's like clones, and then they come in and they parachute clones in from the moon, and then now they got clones, and so that's who it is. And I'm like, why don't they just kill the clone? Because they'll make another clone. Well, then why did they arrest him to begin with? Because they broke the law. Fuck! I love you guys. I do. But shit. That's a lot of extra steps. State of Qatar condemns assassinations. I didn't say that right. Assassinations of head of political bureau of Hamas. The state of Qatar strongly condemns this. So they're basically acknowledging this dude just got offed. They're upset about it. This is going to brew into something much larger, guys. Ezra Cohn put this out. The Kamala Biden team spent the last few days pressuring Israel not to eliminate the Iranian-backed terrorists who killed 241 of our military servicemen. Let that sink in. No wonder Tehran supports Kamala. Of course they do. Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei says his country has a duty to take revenge. So now another attack must occur. Is this one going to be like the last where they kind of probably told us what they were going to do, and they're like, look, we're going to send a bunch of missiles. You guys shoot them all down, okay? And they're like, all right, we'll do that. And then that way you look like you did everything, and we look like we saved everybody. And woo! Everybody's happy. We can continue to live on. Well, this particular strike actually kicked some booty. And so now there's a legitimate strike? I don't know. I don't know what Iran's got. We definitely, Israel specifically, hit them back hard. So I'm wondering what happens here, but this is a very easy place for escalation to occur. Hopefully not. Russia warns the death of the Hamas leader leaves the Middle East on the brink of global conflict, for sure. This is a very uneasy time. The WASP amphibious ready group, consisting of the USS Wasp, the USS New York, and the USS Oak Hill, and 2,500 Marines with the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit, are all departing the island of Crete and heading towards Lebanon. So the U.S. is carrying out these defensive airstrikes in Iraq. Also, we're finding out. The military conducted a defensive airstrike south of Baghdad, Iraq, on Tuesday, according to 2 U.S. officials. These forces, they're apparently going to launch a bunch of drones, and we attacked them before they had a chance to launch those drones. This seems very interesting as well. It's almost like we've got some of the stuff figured out in advance, or what? I don't know. Powerful. Folks, I love this company. I don't want to spend a huge amount of time. I say that just only because I know we're long already. But the Pet Club 247 group, they are incredible. And I love what they're doing. I love how they're doing it, and I love the way they're affecting our lives. There's a few ways that happens. Again, research-wise, we've got over 400 studies talking about how giving your pet Coriolis versicolor, the mushroom that's actually in a lot of these foods. Not all, you don't taste it. I've got the gummies. I've got the regular pills. They've got dog foods. They've got all sorts of stuff. Your dog, you're not going to notice. And it's funny is these mushrooms have all these studies that show enhanced benefits to your immune system, to the dog's immune system, to the cat's immune system. We've got reviews of people talking about how amazing it is. Bubba, after losing Titus to cancer, Buzz and Renee wanted to make sure that they were treating Bubba better. They're happy Bubba has been doing so well with the Sequoia pet food, the Mush Puppies, and the Bucky Bites, and he is enjoying his Pet Club 247 antler split pull toy. Braveheart and Mercedes. Stories about how mush ponies have helped him put his weight back on, this is for horses out there, improve his coat, and give him more stamina is beautiful to hear. And Mercedes is doing great and is no longer on pain medications because the mush ponies has brought her so much relief. These are people telling us this product works. This isn't some craziness. I've been taking it. It helps me sleep better at night. That's the funny thing. I've also been remembering my dreams more, which is super cool. So there's funny thing is about this product, Pet Club 247. First off, you want to go to danradiostyle.petclub247.com. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. That gets you to this page right here. First off, there's shop. Of course, we're going to go there in a sec. There's reviews. We were just talking about that. Research. We were on there. There's rewards, too. There's some very cool stuff you can do. If you actually plan on buying enough of this, it costs you $15 a month, and you can actually get a 10% discount. So if you're somebody that's going to spend over $150 a month, one way or other, maybe you got a neighbor that's got a dog, right? And I'll buy it for you. Just give me cash. It's cool, right? Like however it works out. You pay $15 and you get a 15% discount or 10% discount, on everything. So it's one of those things where if that makes sense, there's a rewards tab and it gets you into a couple different choices. And there's another one that's even better. You can actually become somebody that makes commission off this, but you have to buy like a package that starts at, I think, $199, and then there's like a $500 one, and there's, I think, $1,000 or plus, whatever. There's a couple different ways. Doesn't matter. Shopping for the products is what's also fun, because they've got a tab for dogs, tab for cats, tabs for horses, and one for humans. These products make a difference. The studies show it. So for dogs, you got mush puppies. You've got these, they're just like a treat, basically. You give your dog this mush puppy once a day. It's got the Coriolis versicolor inside of it. Boom, that's an easy way to deliver. You already got everything else figured out. You're giving your dog awesome food. It doesn't have chemicals in it and all that crap. Cool. They got a supercharged version of the mush puppy. That's got an extra mushroom in there that's supposed to have some other medicinal benefits. Studies suggest a little bit extra money, but it's got some extra love in it. Mojo's is a treat, and then they've got all sorts of freeze-dried food. They've got the super sauce, which is like a squeeze-on kind of sauce gravy sort of thing that's got the mushrooms in it. You can put that on whatever food you're already getting. That's an easy way to do that. But they've got dry food, freeze-dried food. They've got canned food, dog biscuits. They've got the toys, the antler sticks. Now think about it. Antler sticks are made from minerals in the, deer? Is that where, or antler, sorry. Or deer where the antelope play. I don't know which animals do in the antler stick. Am I wrong? I don't even know. I feel stupid, but it's okay. antlers, I think, are Rudolph, right? He had antlers. Whatever the case is, I don't know. They have like minerals in them. So when the dog is chewing on them, rather than having some weird thing made in China that's got like lead and other stuff, you're actually getting minerals to him, and it's helping his teeth. Your dog's stoked. It's a stick. Your dog loves sticks. So it doesn't even matter. So antler sticks are incredible. They're really healthy. And you've got a few different versions of it. They got a split. They got the toy with that. They got rope pull toy. They've also got mutt mints, right? Your dog's got crap ass breath. Nah, these are going to help. And it's got that mushroom in it, the Coriolis versicolor. Cats, same thing. Mojo's, Super Soft, Sequoia Foods, right? They've got this little catnip plaything going on. Horses too. Mush ponies. Again, you've got animals you love, and you got people you love. This is just an amazing product. I am appreciating it. I smoked for 21 years. That's why I'm taking it. Nothing I know of is going on. But what I do know is this makes a huge difference. There's all sorts of people. I even had that baby Trump guy. He talked about it. I brought him on my channel a while back, and he talked about this product. This is what he used to make his cancer go away. Again, I can't speak to everything he said. I had him on the channel. That show's back there way back when. But this is the products he used. He hyperdosed on this stuff. And you can't overdose. That's the beautiful. Studies show that as well. This is a powerful product. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. This is for all of us and our health and what we're going through and the craziness. A couple things from the UK. All right, they're getting pissed off down there, apparently. Which is the one, I guess? Yeah, there's all sorts of pissed off people. I don't think any. Yeah, this is all right. They caught the dude with the knifing, the guy that knifed everybody. He showed up again today to kill more people, probably. Yeah, they finally arrested his ass. So I don't know what's up, but like a bunch of people are pissed now. Civil unrest has happened in Southport following the deadly stabbing. I don't know if this all happened before or after catching him, but everybody's pissed off. They burned a car. Not cool. Something that might matter to the Brits out there too. Lord Robert Fellows, he's the brother-in-law of Princess Diana. He apparently died at 82 years old. I don't know a whole lot about whether he's good, bad, or anything in between. Don't really care, to be honest with you, but there you go. Got some weird stuff going on out there in Britain land. I said that on purpose. Maricopa County Recorder. You guys remember Stephen Ricker? Ricker? Not Richter. He's a Ricker. He gets ricked. Here's what happens with this dude. Top election officials are suggesting that he just lost the election for the primary. He's not going to be there. Justin Heap beat his ass. Doesn't look like we're going to have to deal with him. Also finding out Republican Carrie Lake easily glided to victory in the Arizona Senate GOP primary. Looks like she's definitely the one that's going to be running. That's pretty awesome. So, big things happening. Many people are talking about this a moment where Emmanuel Macron was getting lovingly kissed. I only assume it's a man. I don't know. She's got that nose. It's hard to tell. I'm calling her a she right now. We'll see. But this was the sports minister at the Olympics. Well, she's raising some eyebrows. Many people are like thinking that maybe he's cheating on his boyfriend, wife, husband thing with this younger thing. I don't even know anymore. There's this chick at the gym that I don't think's a chick, and I'm like, it's so disturbing how this is playing out in life. Boxers previously barred from women's events are going to be allowed to fight in the Paris Olympics. So dudes are going to be allowed to beat up on women in the Paris Olympics. I hope all the women boxers actually are like, F you, done, we're not going to fight. And they just let the dudes win, and they just put a big asterisk next to them. That's what I hope they do, because it's jacked up. Now, this bothers me a lot. First off, I don't know who posted this initially, but they call this individual a pretty heinous name. Look, I'm not fond of people that have weight problems. I'll be honest with you. I think there's a lot of factors that come into play. I don't like it. I don't think it's attractive. I certainly like skinny, small girls. It's just the way I am. Calling this woman a heifer is, I feel like, very mean. So the Olympic opening ceremony participant, this was the chick in the middle of the dude, whatever, I think it's a girl, in the middle of the Last Supper scene. And I guess she's getting death threats and stuff like that. Like, this to me is the thing where you go to McDonald's and you hate McDonald's. McDonald's pisses you off. It's an effed up corporation and they suck every way, shape, and form. And so that person is like, hi, welcome to McDonald's. Can I help you? And you're like, you know what? Your face is stupid. Right? They just start tearing into them for something because they somehow represent the company to you, so you feel like you're going to lash out at them. Like, I don't know, being mean to this person just seems fucked up to me. That's all. I don't know. Whatever. Do what you want to do. It's your karma, not mine. But I don't feel like that person's what caused the problem. It's unfortunate. Donald Trump truth. A large group of Catholics is launching a major political campaign against crazy Kamala Harris. Finally, Catholics are literally being persecuted by the whack job just by asking Knights of Columbus, or just ask the Knights of Columbus. They say that she is the most anti-Catholic person ever to run for office in the U.S. This respected group wants all Catholics to vote against Kamala, and they are 100% correct. P.S. Jewish people are treated even worse, if that's possible. They are dropping Kamala and the Democrats like flies. It's all about time. So we'll see. People are waking up. I don't know how long people can hang without, doing the right thing. We'll see. They're trying. O'Keefe Media. Well, it's not O'Keefe anymore, but our good friend at, what is he called? WTF? What? No. OMG. Sorry. I knew it was one of those cool things. But, of course, Mr. O'Keefe himself. He got out of federal court. They were trying to drop the case. Let's see. I'll just read it because I'll fuck it up. Fuck it. We'll just play it. Let's make it even better. Let's let him say the words, and I'll just stay the fuck out of it. That's easier.
A verdict has just been issued in federal court in the case of Project Veritas suing me, asking the court to issue a preliminary injunction against me. The federal judge just now issuing a directed verdict against Project Veritas and in my favor. Yesterday, I was asked to do a deal. There was a deal on the table to limit my speech. I said no. They immediately called me to testify. I testified for a couple hours, and just now, ruling in our favor. It remains unclear why Project Veritas is continuing on, why they're using donor resources to shut me up and shut me down, but I will never be shut up or shut down. I will not agree to any deal that restricts my First Amendment rights. We have won today, and we're releasing a story inside the DNC this afternoon.
Boom. Powerful stuff's coming out all over the place. Microsoft confirms cyber attack was behind the latest outage that saw Outlook, Xbox, and Minecraft taken out for almost 10 hours. That Minecraft game. That is a game I cannot get into. Tried. And for a lot of you guys out there, you're like, what is Minecraft? Don't worry about it. For those of you that are like, I play it all the time. I love it. I don't even get it. I don't understand. I cannot. I've tried. I think it's stupid. I just cannot get into that game. Tried. Sorry. Don't like it. Boeing names new CEO after losses. More than triple losses. Is that loses? Probably loses? Yeah, loses. I think I'm saying that wrong. Depends, though. It's one of those contextual things, and that was a tricky one. Yeah. Boeing named its new CEO after reported a core operating loss of $1.4 billion. So not only are they cutting corners to save money, but they're failing to actually make enough aircraft to sell to people to make up for their losses of all the plane crashes and stuff that they've had. Boeing's just rocking it right now. Well done. So they've got a new CEO now. This person's going to fix everything, I guess. They announced Robert Kelly Ortberg. He's the former CEO of supplier Rockwell Collins. He's going to be the new CEO effective August 8th, replacing retiring Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun, who has been under fire because he sucks fucking balls. But only, because he's crashed a bunch of planes and feels it's better to cut corners, because he's an accountant rather than somebody that actually knows how to make an airplane. Just saying. I also think a lot of the commercial stuff's dried up. Their Boeing Starliner that's still stuck, by the way, to the space station. Still stuck. And the astronauts are still there, best I can know, too. They still have not made it back. They've been stranded since Boeing sent the Starliner to the space station. So, just saying, Boeing's not doing anything properly right now. Again, not a company. You might have been invested in them. I bet your 401k was invested in them. And then they started blowing planes up, and then their stock took a shit. And then they sold that stock because they realized it was a bad investment and you lost some money. But your overall portfolio only went down about 5%. These are the things that'll just chew away. Get into precious metals, guys, at least for now. It's not a long term. This is and through this process term is what this is. This is a way to get out tax-free, penalty-free. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Get out of that nonsense. Get out of their world. Get out of their craziness. It's not going to work for them. We got a lot happening. Keep pushing forward, guys. Whatever you can, however you can, be prepared. Deep State's freaking out. They're lacking options. What they can and can't do, I'm not sure. And I've even watched a little of some other people that are out there recently, just trying to get a sense where they're at. And I'm like, yeah, nobody knows what the fuck's going on right now. So none of us do. Nope, don't have a clue. So let's be ready. Something's coming. We know that. We can feel that. And this is one of the big steps for all of us. When you trust what you feel more than what you see, that's a key. It's called the Great Leap. Called the Great Leap. It's a very, very significant thing. What you feel versus what you see. Be prepared, guys, best you can. Most of us feel what's coming. Be prepared. I love you guys. Happy birthday, Nana, once again, like the third time. It's too much. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan Radio Style.